Hi, this is Shiva Rajaya from vitalcoaching.com. Welcome to the Egyptian desert. Behind me, if you follow 200 kilometers in that direction, you arrive to Libya. And I'm right now in the Siwa oasis. There is a little town a little bit further, and we just spent the night in one of the camps here. It's really gorgeous, sleeping by the fire and having some delicious food in the evening with some good friends. The last day of the year, 2012. After that, we enter into officially another 2013 era. And I do believe that something really magical has been happening during this year. And I do believe that right now there's a whole new upgrade or update of our program as a human race, which is taking place. What does that mean practically? It means that the way we function, in society could be updated so that our life on this planet is optimized and we have more fun, more simplicity, more health, more power, more presence, more respect, more love towards other human beings and towards the planet. So what does that mean practically? I think that it can touch, the feeling that I get is that this new program or new upgrade is not necessarily a total revolution of what has been going on. It's like new ideas that start filtering out, and the old ideas or plans are slowly being disinvested, and the new ones are emerging and empowered. And the way it works is very simple. I believe that our lives as human beings, our enterprises, our actions are being sponsored in the inner levels by angelic or spiritual forces. I won't go into the details of how I feel it works, but basically you have forces in the invisible that are permeating our lives all the time, and depending on what we put our energy into, there is going to be a little more emphasis or a little bit more support for certain streams than others. So what does that mean? It means that when you have new ideas starting to emerge, there is a lot of energetic support for these ideas. See, look at, for instance, ecology, right? Taking care of the planet. If you look at the planet, maybe 60, 70 years ago, ecology was not even existing. There were no green parties in governments or in countries. People were caring about the environment, but it was not organized like a system, political system. So slowly the ideas started emerging, and now the Greens, the parties that are aimed at protecting the environment, are totally part of most governments on this planet. At least in the Western world, I must say. And the same with technology. You see that's the way the technology has been boosted in the last 20 years, with cell phones and global communication and internet, did lead to a massive transformation in the human race. So I believe that technological advances like these ones can have a massive transformative impact in the way we relate to the planet and to each other as a human race. And it's not just that, it is also, for instance, relationships, couples, love life. It is also diet and nutrition, the way we eat and how we relate to our food and to our bodies. It is also things that are related with structures and entities and organizations. For instance, when you look at businesses, the way they function, very often big organizations are not taking care enough of their people, and so oppressing them in the name of maintaining power. So this can be, slowly shifted to empower more the human beings that function in these structures, so that there is more fun and more pleasure. Good examples are, for instance, co-ops, like what you have in San Francisco, this massive, beautiful supermarket filled with organic food, where everybody gets paid a share of what the business is doing. So I think that those kind of businesses or those kind of models could be totally emerging in the future, or if it's not that model, something that is a little bit more respectful of human freedom and empowers more the pleasure and the fun that people have in functioning in these spaces. Another set of systems that require a big upgrade are governments. A lot of the governments on this planet function a little bit like dinosaurs. They are so outdated in their structure and in the way they do things, very often based on irrational fears and on an extreme desire to micromanage people. And it's not individuals who are creating that. It means that it's a system that was created and eventually gets a little bit out of control. And at the end, it's no longer serving human rights and no longer serving people's freedoms. It's actually oppressing them. So governments, here is a simple thing. It is that governments should be in service of human freedom, not functioning against it. So, when you look at, for instance, the way businesses need to function with often tons of paperwork and lots of administration to simply get things rolling, it adds lots of heaviness, and sometimes this paperwork is not needed. Think about a simple thing. For instance, when you arrive on a website and they ask you, birth date, address, and all that, with lots of information, lots of background information, it's like, why? Who needs that information? It's not really needed. Whose agenda is that? And is that information even ever used? And in lots of cases, it's not used at all. It's simply because it has become a habit of wanting to micro-control pieces of information. And when you let go of that, what is going to happen? My guess is nothing. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. It's just a matter of daring to let go. And that comes from a system which is functioning in the invisible, and that I believe is going to be upgraded in the coming years or centuries. I hope years, but anyway, these are some ideas for the planet and humankind, and I'm sending out right now a very strong request right here from this beautiful place in the desert. It's a very pure environment. Guide us, inspire us, tell us where to go next. We want to be in service to each other. We want to reach our maximum glory as a human race. So help us and guide us. As far as I'm concerned, I have some travel plans already set. It means that I'm going to go to Thailand after Egypt. I'm leaving on January the 6th from Egypt and heading to Thailand. And then I'm heading to Bali. And I'll probably be back. After that, it's just open space at this stage. I'll probably be back in Switzerland in April, and after that the plan is to go back to the Himalayas, where I found lots of inspiration. That's in terms of traveling. In terms of coaching and life direction, of course, I keep optimizing all aspects of my life, nutrition-wise, body-wise, the way my mind functions, and keep on evolving as a human being. In terms of coaching, I have lots of ideas about, products to keep on creating, new books, updating, maintaining what is already existing there, which is serving, close to 1 million people every year, through videos, through programs, through books, ebooks, and audio programs. So there is a lot of that I've been creating until now, and my goal is to keep, serving you in whatever way I can. There's a lot that has been emerging this year in terms of ideas, for live events, concerning also the ideas concerning vital sex, which is a whole, plan to harmonize our sexual energies. There is more about also education and relationship to children, empowering teenagers. Of course, the whole relationship and love life topic is still very central in what I do. And then there is also everything that has to do with the invisible and our life as spiritual beings. And the big thing that has been happening in the last few months of this year has been taking me into a whole new cosmic dimension of my spiritual activities or positioning. It means that I start, relating now more to the sun, to our galaxy, to something that becomes global and cosmic and beyond the limits of this planet. So there are lots of insights and lots of invocation activities, alignments that I'm performing internally that are tuning me and my teachings into something that becomes cosmic in essence. It means that it reached the limits of this planet, and now, for instance, with the energies of Surya or Amundra or even Isis, it's invoking energies that go beyond the planet. I will keep updating you about this, what is happening. And of course, when we talk about all that, it can become kind of unreal or unsubstantial and very much based on beliefs and experiences. I must say that everything that I'm doing and the way I'm communicating is really based on internal experiences and insights. I function by intuition and instinct. And when I'm, for instance, traveling somewhere, like coming to the desert right here, I listen to what people say, I listen to my inner instinct, and I get some external hints, I get some internal hints, some revelations, and I follow that path. And the reason why I follow a certain path more than another is really because there is a kind of inner guidance system that takes me to the right spots, to meet the right people, and unveil or express the ideas that I'm supposed to be expressing. So the muse or the guiding system internally is very strong inside of me. Because I don't have too many structures out there that are sustaining my life, apart from my website and the whole business aspect of what I'm doing, the whole broadcasting, communication, but otherwise, maybe you know that already, but I don't have a fixed home anywhere. I don't have many things that people have, so it gives me the freedom of flexibility and to be able to move very fast if I need to go somewhere. And that level of freedom can, of course, if you were trying to do the same, it can really create a high level of insecurity. But it, for me, it doesn't really, because I have been training myself to be in that kind of space or that kind of flow. It means that it's a little bit of a life experiment to be in this nomadic floor nomadic lifestyle. So there is so much more I want to share with you. This is a beautiful spot. Behind here you can go towards the south, and eventually you will hit Aswan, Abu Simbel, after crossing about 1,000 kilometers of long lines of dunes. So it's all sand dunes for about 1,000 kilometers here, beautiful. There are actually expeditions that take off and go for like 2-3 weeks into this amazing environment. Very, very special. In terms of what I want to give you, or what I wish for you, is of course lots of inspiration and alignment with your plan and your optimized potential. And I encourage you as well to actively relate to me, actively contact me, befriend me on Facebook, post comments on my YouTube videos, actively get in touch. Check my material, audios, videos. On the website, you might not realize that, but there are dozens and dozens of hours of recorded material, teachings on how to empower different aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I have, of course, coaching sessions. You can host me, invite me. Basically, I'm here to serve you, so I'm always available, and I always respond. I'm not going to ignore any of your messages or any of your requests. All the feedback that you have for me is always super useful, because it gives me indications of what you need, and that's what I respond to. And of course, we can actively work within a coaching relationship. If you want to engage into traveling with me, it's also a possibility. So there are lots of things that we can do to activate, and I am here to support you in whatever way I can. Something that is emerging also, and I will see how this evolves during this year, it's the idea of Rajaya Tantra, which is taking everything that I've been doing with vital coaching and putting it within a more Western body and Eastern body. I mean, this Eastern body, are more inspired by Eastern spirituality, means more orientation to community, living together. I could totally imagine that within that space, the space of Rajaya Tantra, within that space of Rajaya Tantra, the idea of renting a house somewhere on an island and living together for a month, with a team of maybe 10, 20 people, as much as it is needed, or with people coming and going as well, to actually practice, energize, activate, optimize all aspects of your life with dynamic practices. That would be a possibility. This means that it would be ashram-like vibration setting where we live together for maximum empowerment in a space which is invoking truth and authenticity. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is doing the same with traveling together. For instance, we engage into doing a trek or a hike for like a week to a month. Again, select an island somewhere or some mountain range and take off on the coast somewhere. It could be anywhere, and then take off and start engaging into these profound transformation practices. So this is another possibility. Another possibility is to settle somewhere this ashram vibration or center of energy and start crystallizing it in one specific location. So far I'm not getting the green light to do that. It feels like I'm more in the flow of staying free from being located in one specific place, because that's just my vibration, and it feels that it responds to a need. So this is it, yeah, this is the idea of Rajaya Tantra, or the teaching of the victorious fire. Yeah. Here comes our driver to pick us up, bring us back into town. Look at that. Anyways, preparing for the New Year's party tonight. It will be in a camp somewhere in the desert. I love you. I'll be back soon. Bye bye.